The following wrestling exhibition requires discretionary viewer participation.
With the ladies' night special running long, we had no choice but to combine Snarl and Rage this week, and so, we welcome you all to this special edition Snarl and Rage combined shows. I'm Wally Cardell, joined by Johnny Bianco and Snarl GM Hangman Tex Lynch, but we've got the whole broadcast team here tonight in Philly, and we've got 2 hours of terrific RWL mat action on hand for this special card, as we continue to celebrate this channel's 7th year of bringing you some of the best wrestling action possible.
We're thrilled by the response to the Ladies Night Tournament edition last week, and we've got 2 new ladies champions, both of whom we're gonna see in non-title competition tonight. And honestly, I can't wait to get this show started.
I can't wait either, GB. Howdy, folks. I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, that Ladies Night Tournament edition was fantastic. But tonight, Snarl and Rage put together, which means it's an all-hands-on-deck affair, and we got everybody in the house tonight for this one.
So, let's get things moving right away with our opening matchup, in which we'll see X-Pac along with Too Short Welfare Popeye as he goes one-on-one with the lightning fast Tony Dangerous.
Oh man, I love some Tony Dangerous in action, and I hate me some Too Short Popeye, so this should be a good one.
Hello, Philadelphia. Welcome to tonight's RWL Snarl and Rage combined show. Our opening contest is set for 1 fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Welfare Popeye Scott Bell from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 221 pounds, X-Pac. It was a nice break, not seeing Scott Bell for a while. But like your annoying uncle, Too Short Welfare Popeye rarely stays away for very long. Accompanying X-Pac to ringside for this confrontation with our WL's resident superhero. And you know our cruiserweight division is always fast, furious, and high-flying. His opponent from Statinopolis, weighing 195 pounds, the lightning-fast Tony Dangerous. While we have seen X-Pac 6 o'clock pull off some upset wins in the past, I'm not seeing that happening tonight against the lightning-fast one. At least I'm hopeful that doesn't happen.
Alright, these two met about a month ago at Rage, with Tony Dangerous getting the 3-count pinfall over X-Pac. X-Pac keen to get himself a win and try to even the score with Tony Dangerous, but I don't know, the odds are kind of long, but if it happens, it'll be because Too Short Popeye got involved.
And Scott Bell loves to stick his needle nose where it don't belong, so bet on Bell interceding on X-Pac's behalf.
Should be a good opening cruiserweight match, and there's plenty more where that came from tonight. Referee Willie Johnson rings the bell. X-Pac charges clothesline, takes Tony Dangerous out to the floor almost immediately. Whoa! X-Pac over the turnbuckle. Oh man! Turned himself into a human missile. He leaped the turnbuckle. Oh wow! Tony Dangerous makes his way back inside the ring. A kick, a chop. X-Pac counters. Nails Tony with a right. Flips him to the far left corner. Here he comes. Tony Dangerous counters with a kick. Gets up off onto the middle ropes. Here we go. Oh, tried for the Hurricane Rana, but X-Pac slams him down with a powerbomb. And here's a cover and a hook of the leg. One. But just a one. A little bit early for that, Mr. X-Pac. Elbow to the top of the head of Tony Dangerous. There's a stomp to the midsection. And Too Short Popeye, Welfare Popeye's loving it all. Here's a dragon screw from Tony Dangerous. Tony, with X-Pac down on the canvas, drives a knee into the arm of X-Pac. Liked it so much he's gonna do it again. Felt so nice he did it twice. The lightning fast one. Misses with the stomp. Ooh, man. Nasty elbow from X-Pac. Basement drop kick to the back of Tony Dangerous. Tony rounded up for a neck breaker. X-Pac nails that one. There's a stomp to the face of Tony Dangerous. X-Pac drives a knee into Tony's head and goes to work on a down Tony Dangerous on the canvas, rolling elbow to the chest of the lightning fast one. X-Pac rounds Tony Dangerous back up to a standing position, gets a hold of him, kick to the midsection, sets him up for the neck breaker and nails a second one. Tony Dangerous on the receiving end of the business here, counters with a kick, gets back up on his feet, locks up X-Pac. Hard Irish whip to the ropes. Tony makes the duck under. Oof, misses with the drop kick. X-Pac going to take advantage of the mistake, with Tony Dangerous down on the canvas, locks him into a heel hook stretch. The lightning fast one. Back on the wrong side of danger here. Here's a kick to the head from X-Pac. There's a driving knee into the back. And there's that X-Pac crotch chop that he does, much to the annoyance of most fans. Tony Dangerous with a kick to the midsection takes X-Pac down the mat, rounds him back up, rebounds off the ropes. Well, here we go. It's the whirligig, and whoa, X-Pac going for a little bit of a ride. Beautiful moonsault from the lightning fast one, followed up with a second. Wow. Tony Dangerous all the way up on the top turnbuckle. Turns himself around and, ooh, man, that was nice. Beautiful moonsault, rolls X-Pac out to the floor. Tony Dangerous over the top rope, goes to meet X-Pac, locks him up, kick to the midsection. Tony Dangerous sets him up for the powerbomb. Oh, man, head first into, oh, wow. X-Pac taking a double trip into the apron, head first. Tony rolls him back inside the ring, follows him on in himself, and goes to work on X-Pac down on the canvas. Tony Dangerous. A little do the hustle here, but X-Pac quick with the counter, a couple of shots to the midsection. Tony Dangerous back on the receiving end here, scoop slam from X-Pac, a rebound off the ropes, a leg drop to the throat of Tony Dangerous. X-Pac again follows up with that rolling elbow, and Too Short Popeye is definitely having himself a good time. Whoop, on second thought, Tony Dangerous with a reverse Hurricane Rana. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg, one, but no, just a one. Man, Tony Dangerous with a kick right to the face of X-Pac, follows that up with a stomp to the back. Tony drives the knee into the elbow of X-Pac again. Tony Dangerous rounds X-Pac up. Look at this, kick to the midsection, uses the X-Factor. X-Pac catches his own finisher, and he is out there on the apron using the ropes to stand himself up. Here comes Tony. There's a shoulder that takes X-Pac out to the floor. The lightning fast one rounds up X-Pac. Oh, look at this, quick counter from X-Pac and a leg sweep. X-Pac counters with a kick to the midsection. Tony Dangerous back to a standing position here, but X-Pac into an abdominal stretch. Not get a submission that way, but he is trying to wear Tony Dangerous out. Tony counters with a couple of shots to the face. Oh, man. Nicely done by the lightning fast one. Beautiful flying kick takes X-Pac to the floor. Tony Dangerous with a basement DDT. Face first into the floor goes X-Pac. Tony with a kick, another. Lines up the arm, Russian leg sweep to X-Pac. Tony Dangerous snaps the leg on X-Pac. The referee is counting. There's a kick to the back. X-Pac rounded back up by Tony Dangerous. Tony locks him up. Ooh, beautiful flipping slam right there by the lightning fast one. X-Pac rounded up again. Tony's got him up over the shoulder, walks him over to the barricade. Head first into the barricade goes X-Pac as Tony Dangerous makes his way back inside. Referee continuing to count X-Pac. Tony Dangerous, look at this. He's going all the way up to the top. He's got his target sighted. Here he comes. Oof, misses with that high-risk maneuver, crashes and burns not well. Not good at all. X-Pac slams Tony Dangerous down to the floor. X-Pac, a little bit of a kung fu move right there on Tony Dangerous. Tony counters with a kick to the midsection, takes X-Pac down to the mat. Tony with an elbow right to the face. And he rolls X-Pac back inside the ring. Jumps over the top rope. X-Pac looking like he's in a little bit of trouble here. Tony Dangerous gets a hold of him, whips him to the far right corner, moves in slow. Sets him up on the top turnbuckle. This is not going to be good. It is Dangerous measures time. Look at this. Wheelbarrow facebuster off the top turnbuckle. I think X-Pac's gone. Too short. Obviously very upset. Arguing with referee Willie Johnson, trying to stall for time here, but it is no use. 1, 2, 3. You could have counted to 3,000. Tony Dangerous wins this matchup by pinfall.
The time, 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Tony Dangerous.
Tony Dangerous gets the 3-count pin and takes X-Pac out so effectively. Even Too Short's attempt at interference was a colossal waste of time. Tony absolutely crushes X-Pac and goes for the pin, keeping X-Pac down for the count, even with Scott Bell's attempts to stall for time with the referee. Heck, X-Pac may still be in La La Land.
He might very well still be. You know, I think maybe it was because Tony Dangerous wrestled tonight without his yellow cape. Well, anyway, that takes care of our first Cruiserweight matchup. We still got a whole lot more coming up on this Snarl Rage Combined show right after the break.
All right, last week, Bethany and Beckwith, Babs Beckwith, shocked everyone by surviving to the end and picking up the win over Rockin' Robin in the final to become our first Ladies Northern Champion. And she's back this week, set to go in her first non-title matchup against Tamina Snuka.
This next non-title ladies division contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from the Pacific Islands, here's Tamina Snuka.
Tamina Snuka has had her share of disappointment in picking up any meaningful wins lately, and I guess she's hoping for better luck against the new Ladies Northern Champ, knowing that a win over Babs Beckwith could lead to a title match somewhere along the way. But with her queen-size streak of bad luck in recent weeks, I can't say how likely that's gonna be.
The daughter of the Superfly has definitely had her share of problems lately.
Her opponent from the San Fernando Valley, California, the WL Ladies Northern Champion, Babs Beckwith.
Fans had been projected to be eliminated in the very first round of last week's tournament by Taylor Hollycombs, but not only did she get past THC, but two ladies legends in Sherry Martel and Rockin' Robin to gain her first ever RWL Championship, and she's feeling pretty good about it all. She's also hoping to be a worthy champ, and this match with Tamina is set to be her very first acid test, her baptism of fire. Fans are keen to see if she can wow them again here tonight in this non-title scrap.
I gotta tell you, I was impressed with Babs Beckwith. You know, for a petite young lady, she sure did do really well, especially against like Sherry Martel and Rockin' Robin. Well, nobody believes that, but I wish she'd do something about them flashing lights before I have a seizure. Well, this should be pretty exciting. The little valley girl that could, in her first non-title matchup against Tamina. Welcome to the jungle, Babs Beckwith. As referee Tom Canamora sounds the bell. Here we go. Babs catches the right from Tamina. Tamina locks her up. Pitches her halfway across the ring by her hair. Clubbing overhand right from Tamina. Tamina with a headbutt. Right out of her dad's playbook. There's a stomp to the midsection of Babs Beckwith, followed up with a stomp to the shoulder. Tamina coming out real aggressive in the early goings here. Stamping the hands and fingers of Babs Beckwith. Babs in trouble right away here as Tamina takes herself all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Here we go. Elbow drop right across the chest of Babs Beckwith as Tamina goes for a cover here. One, but just a one. Babs Beckwith still in the game. Tamina rounds her up. She's got to keep the pressure on if she wants to win this match. Up over the shoulder goes Babs Beckwith. Escorted to the far left corner. Head first into the turnbuckle. Down goes Babs. Tamina beating the head of Babs Beckwith against the canvas. Yeah, I haven't seen Tamina this aggressive in a long time. Tamina locks up Babs. Escorts her towards the ropes. Tamina has her. Oh, man, just pitched her against the rope. Tamina Snuka, real aggressive tonight. Here's a stomp to the midsection of Babs Beckwith. Followed up with another stomp to the arm. And Babs Beckwith. Oh, hey, look at this. Tamina misses with the knee. Babs Beckwith with a basement dropkick. Has an opportunity to turn things around here after taking quite a beating in the opening goings here. Babs Beckwith flips Tamina to the far left corner, charges. There's a clothesline. There's an elbow to the side of the head. Rolls Tamina Snuka out center ring. And immediately covers and hooks the leg. One. But just one. Well, this one's been wild from the get-go, huh? Babs Beckwith setting herself up. Tamina Snuka on the outside apron. She charges, but Tamina counters with a knee, gets herself back inside the ring. Hard right from Babs, spins Tamina around. Has her up in the electric chair drop position. Oof, man. Discus punch to the back of the head of Tamina Snuka. Babs gonna follow her right on out. Fearless thing she is. Goes behind on Tamina. Inverted DDT out there on the floor. Referee Tom Canamera already counting. Babs Beckwith follows up with a stomp to Tamina. Look at this. Wrist clutch, baby steps to the chest of Tamina Snuka. Babs Beckwith rounds her up. Counter whipped. Babs just about puts on the brakes before she hits the ring steps. Tamina back inside the ring. Babs Beckwith moving with purpose back inside. A series of shots to Tamina. She misses with the kick. Tamina gets a hold of her. Neck breaker drop from Tamina Snuka. Tamina locks up Babs. Snap suplex. Tamina Snuka with a kick to the midsection of Babs Beckwith. Has her up over the shoulders into a submission. Canadian backbreaker right here. But Babs slides out of the hold. Gets a hold of Tamina. Whips her to the ropes. Makes a duck under. Makes the leapfrog. Here comes Tamina. Hard shot to the midsection. Ooh, man. Babs seems like she hits pretty hard for a petite thing. Tamina whipped out onto the apron. Look at this. Babs Beckwith beat to the Bodhrán, a series of 10-count punches across the chest of Tamina Snuka, and down she goes to the floor. Babs quickly makes her way all the way up to the top turnbuckle here. Tamina Snuka on the outside, the referee counting. Here we go. Oh, man. She got some pretty good distance on that one. Nailed Tamina with the elbow. Rolls herself back inside the ring. Tom Canamora continuing to count. Tamina Snuka. Tamina gets back up to her feet. Babs over the... Whoa, holy old hell, did you see that? Wow. Over the top rope, human missile. Misses with the driving knee. Tamina Snuka just a step too fast. Quickly takes Babs Beckwith down to the floor. Babs rounded up by Tamina. Tamina Snuka rolls Babs Beckwith back inside the ring. Tamina follows her on in. There's a clothesline from Babs. A second one. Tamina gets the brakes put on, catches a leg sweep, and down she goes. Babs Beckwith. She is quick. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3, and well, the little valley girl that could strikes again. Babs Beckwith wins by pinfall.
The time, 4 minutes and 52 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Babs Beckwith.
Well, now, what do you say to that? Destiny Ann Babs Beckwith picking up another win in her first non-title matchup against Tamina Snuka. And what a performance. Here you see in the replay a series of clotheslines to stop Tamina, who was real aggressive. And there's that leg sweep that put her down. She hit the back of her head, and that was the end of the story. We'll be back with more of the Snarl Rage Combined Show right after the break. Don't make us come looking for you now.
So hey Pats, I wanted to congratulate you on the big win in the tournament. Nice to be back in the Triple Crown Club, isn't it? I'm back in too, thanks to Mercedes, and the Japan 5-star women's title. Feels pretty good again, right?
I was pretty lucky to have made it to the end. Yeah, I'm happy for you to just wish you didn't have to catch some time on the bench over it. But I guess that doesn't bother you too much, as long as you got the win over Mercedes. What a prize she is. As for me, I've got Luna tonight. I think I'll be okay though. So what's with you?
Nothing really. Just here to check in with the doctor and I guess if better get to her office. I guess I'll see you around, okay?
Yeah, hope you're back in action soon.
Alright gang, as we continue next, it's going to be cruiserweight competition with the Japanese superstar Kushida facing the masked Puerto Rican sensation El Vigigante in one-on-one action.
Our next contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Tokyo, Japan, weighing 189 pounds, here is Kushida.
While El Vigigante was away for about a year, if he's got any real rivals at all, Kushida could make the case. For matches over the last 2 years, splitting wins at 2 apiece, with their last clash happening a couple of months ago at Rage, with Kushida picking up a tap-out win over the Masked Man. They may have kept their feelings about each other to themselves, but there's a clear and present tension between the two. One thing about it though, whenever they have met, it's always been intense, and this one's likely to be the same.
Yeah, I have no doubt about that, Wally. El Vigigante and Kushida definitely very intense competitors in the cruiserweight division.
El Vigigante has already come out with the statement that he's going to win this one over Kushida. And while his confidence is solid, the split track record between them leaves me uncertain as to which of them is going home with the win.
I just got one question. A sleeveless puffer vest? I don't know about that.
His opponent from Loiza, Puerto Rico, weighing 204 pounds, El Vigigante.
While my buddy Mil Mascaras may be the man of 1,000 masks, El Vigigante doesn't have quite as many, but they damn sure are colorful and unusual, ain't they? That last one he came out with all them horns and spikes on it. Huh. Yeah, they are definitely some scary-looking masks. I don't think I've ever seen anything like them before. Not likely to see anything like them ever again. El Vigigante, definitely hot, hot, hot these days. Gonna be interesting to see which one of them does pick up the win here.
Kushida's style is a bit more technical, a little more aggressive, but El Vigigante does a lot more of the high-speed, high-flying stuff. Should shape up to be a fascinating rematch between these two gents.
Oh, gee, guys, sounds like we got us some Kushida fans in the building tonight. Well, referee Walt Rothburn rings the bell. Here we go. El Vigigante opens up with a kick that stuns Kushida. Another kick takes him down to the canvas. Woo! That was a hard kick. El Vigigante snaps the leg on Kushida. Kushida caught in a head scissors. Referee checking things out. Kushida turns it around, gets out of the hold. They lock it up. From behind, German release suplex by El Vigigante. El Vigigante makes his way all the way up to the top left turnbuckle. Whoa, did you see that? That was beautiful. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. But no. Kushida. Well, it's still early on. We're only 45 seconds in. Off the rope, beautiful moonsault, but it didn't land. Kushida gets out of the way. Wrist clutch stomps to the chest from Kushida. Kushida delivers a kick to the back. El Vigigante rounded up to a standing position again. Kushida locks him up, takes him right back down. That was a pretty DDT right there from Kushida. Kushida rounds up El Vigigante again. Has him up over the shoulder, walks him over to the corner, drops him head first, snake eyes into the turnbuckle. There's a stomp to the chest, and El Vigigante puts on the brakes, turns it around into a dragon screw. There's a stomp to the leg. El Vigigante back in control here, drives a knee into the arm of Kushida. Kushida catches the head, but whoa, I don't see him do that too often. El Vigigante quickly countered by Kushida, back up on his feet. And now into an armbar on the Puerto Rican masked sensation. Kushida quickly countered by El Vigigante. Ooh, look at this, here we go. Kushida's going for the ride. There's the whirligig from El Vigigante. Again, El Vigigante drives the knee into the arm of Kushida. A basement drop kick to the back of the head. A deft step over here. And all the way up to the middle rope. And here we go. Misses with the diving knee. Not sure what he was trying to accomplish with that one. Failing to see the genius on that move. There's a stomp to the midsection. Now a rear chin lock on Kushida by El Vejigante. Referee Walt Rothburn watching things careful. Kushida quickly back up on his feet, locks up El Vejigante. Hard whip over the top rope, out onto the apron. A hard right hand from Kushida. And a top rope hangman. Kushida rolls out to the outside. They lock it up. Snap mirror. And a driving knee from El Vejigante. Kushida misses with the basement drop kick to the knee. Kushida catches the knee from El Vejigante and right back to work on the arms with that driving knee from El Vejigante. A knee into the back. Oh, man, and he definitely felt that one. Kushida, look at this right here. Beautiful flip. Kushida countered by El Vejigante with a kick to the midsection. Kushida rounded up again. And whoa! One arm spinning slam by El Vejigante. A series of shots. A forearm takes Kushida down to the floor. Kushida shoves him away, both feet. Vejigante locks him up again, goes behind, German release suplex. On the floor as the referee continues to count. El Vejigante makes his way back inside the ring. Kushida still trying to figure it all out. Finally, he snaps out of it. A little bit tentative about getting back in the ring. Rolls himself back in. There's a kick from El Vejigante. Another muley kick to the face. A rebound off the ropes and a beautiful spinning slam right there. Oh, man. Beautiful spin kick. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg from El Vejigante. 1, 2. But no, Kushida powering out. El Vejigante has to go from zero again as he takes himself quickly up to the top turnbuckle. He's not going to wait for Kushida to stand up. He's going to go. Look at this right here. Oh, man. An inverted DDT from off the top. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3. And you can stick a fork in Kushida. He's done. El Vejigante picking up the win by pinfall. Let's get the official time.
The time, 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, El Vejigante.
Well, damn sure looks like El Vejigante knew what he was talking about, picking up an impressive win over Kushida in 4 and 22. And he was definitely doing the high-speed, high-flying stuff you was talking about, Johnny. Definitely a great matchup between these two cruiserweights, and Kushida, to his credit, definitely put in a solid performance, but it just wasn't enough against El Vejigante. That speed and that high-flying business, definitely top-notch stuff.
I will say that this win for the masked Orienquinho isn't likely to improve tensions between the two. Will this minor rivalry between them intensify even more with the passage of time? I'm actually kind of hopeful it does, since the 5 matches they've already had have all been pretty kick-ass.
Can't argue with that, Johnny. We'll be right back with more Snarl Rage Special right after this.
Next, tag team action as the Iron Sheik and Tojo Yamamoto face the Snarl Tag Team Champions, The Freak and Wild Thing Wayne take the Psychedelics in a non-title matchup.
The following non-title tag team contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 496 pounds, the team of the Iron Sheik and Tojo Yamamoto.
Iron Sheik and Tojo are an awesome pair of legends, and they're a way successful team who are going to have a very tough matchup against the Psychedelics, and you know the Freak and Wild Thing are well known for staying for the long haul, so look forward to a wild match.
No, you don't get to be Snarl Tag Team Champions when you don't deliver the goods, and the Freak and the Wild Thing have definitely been doing that for well over a year now.
Sheik and Tojo have clashed with the Doctors, Wild Fortune, Coco Beware, and Junkyard Dog, and many others. But this is their first meetup with Sylvia Strong Snarl Tag Team Champions, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this one goes.
And the fact that the Snarl Tag Team Championships are not on the line doesn't make this match any less important. If Sheik and Tojo can pick up a win, that's going to give them some credence with the front office and the match committee.
As you can well imagine, Sylvie's pretty sure the Psychodelics are more than capable of handling even these two legends.
Their opponents accompanied by Sylvia Strong at a combined weight of 477 pounds. They are WL Snar Tag Team Champions, The Freak, and Wild Thing Wayne Ting, the Psychodelics.
Everybody knows the Stronghold is filthy with championship gold, and well, the Psychodelics are no exception. The Freak and Wild Thing Wayne Tate, they have been delivering the goods consistently week in and week out. And this is going to be a dynamite matchup, the first time encounter between the Freak and Wild Thing and the Iron Sheik and Tojo Yamamoto. Man, I can hardly wait to call this one. Tojo Yamamoto and the Freak starting this match off. Let's see where this one goes. Walt Rothburn rings the bell. Tojo tags the referee for some unknown reason. Shoves him aside. Not even sure what that was about. Drives a knee into the head of the Freak. Tojo follows up with a kick to the chest. Makes his way to the top turnbuckle. Wild Thing Wayne Tate tries to stop him, but no good. Knee to the chest for the Freak. And here comes the Iron Sheik. Sheiky Baby moves in. The Freak gets back to his feet. Locks it up. Snapmare from the Iron Sheik. Drives a knee into the head of the Freak again. Deftly steps over. Makes his way to the top turnbuckle. But here comes the Freak. Tries to stop him. Hard right, but it's no good. Double axe handle still finds the mark. The Iron Sheik quickly going for a cover. One. But just a one. The Freak still sitting up, catches a driving knee into the back from the Iron Sheik. Whoa! The Sheik catches a kick to the face from the Freak. Drives both knees into the canvas. The Freak follows it up with a stomp to the other knee, walks out. Here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tate against Sylvia Strong, rallying the troops here. Iron Sheik locks up the Wild Thing, has him up over the shoulder. Head first into the turnbuckle goes the Wild Thing Wayne Tate. Here comes Tojo Yamamoto again. Tag early, tag often. That's the strategy here. Wild Thing drives Tojo into the turnbuckle, spins him out towards center ring, and starts laying in with hard lefts, followed up with a stomp to the midsection, and another. Wild Thing rounds up Tojo, takes him to his team's corner, head first into the turnbuckle, goes Tojo Yamamoto, turns him around, double axe handle to the back. Tojo counters, turns it around on the Wild Thing. Blind tag from the Freak. Unexpected by Tojo, but Tojo completely prepared. Whips the Freak into the corner. The Freak counters with an elbow. Misses with the driving knee. Takes Tojo down to the canvas. Schoolyard bully pummeling right here from the Freak. Goes back in, starts laying in with the left hands. Followed up with a stomp to the midsection. Rounds up Tojo, drives a knee into his head. Tojo Yamamoto rounded up again. Another wrist clutch knee to the head for Tojo Yamamoto. The Freak makes his way to the top turnbuckle here. Here we go. Oh, driving knee right into the chest as the Freak goes for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, well, that's an early near fall. Got to admit, the Freak rounds Tojo up. Tojo with a spinning fist takes down the Freak. Follows that up with a stomp to the arm as Tojo beats it out of town, turns it back over to Sheiky Baby. The Iron Sheik moves in. Here we go. The Freak misses with the driving knee, misses with a kick. There's a chop across the chest from the Iron Sheik. Iron Sheik has him up over the shoulder, takes him towards the ropes, pitches him to the outside. Well, hell no. Huh. Okay, Iron Sheik in rare form tonight. Rolls himself to the outside. The Freak right there waiting for him. Has him up in an electric chair position. Puts him down. Drives a forearm into the back of the Iron Sheik. The Freak opens up with a series of shots, kicks, elbows, and whoa, down goes the Iron Sheik. The referee is already counting. The Freak locks up Sheiky Baby, tries to drop him into the ring steps, but the Iron Sheik quickly puts on the brakes. The Freak rolls himself back inside the ring, and he's pretty fired up too. The Freak charges, rebounds off the ropes, flying fist, takes the Iron Sheik down to the canvas. Sheiky Baby counters, gets back up on his feet, locks up the Freak, escorts him towards the ropes. The Iron Sheik pitched over the top rope and out onto the floor. Talk about retaliation right there. The Freak slides on out to go after the Iron Sheik. Gathers him up. Iron Sheik counters with a kick to the midsection. A nice uppercut. A chop across the chest. Another uppercut. And a third. A right, a left, another right. Another uppercut. The Freak catches a one-arm suplex that spins him ass over tea kettle on the outside. There's a stomp to the midsection. Now into a rear chin lock near the timekeeper's area. The referee still counting. Sylvia Strong got to be a little bit concerned. Iron Sheik laying it in. He is not letting loose on that hold. The Freak back up on his feet, locks up the Iron Sheik, has him up over the shoulder, walks it. Oh, what's he gonna do? Oh, man, drove him head first into the ring post. I can't even sing the song on that one. Huh. Okay. There's a hard right, a left, and a side suplex from the Freak. Follows up with a stomp and a kick and a stomp to the leg to the Iron Sheik. These two just going at it like a couple of horses. Man. Driving knees into the leg of the Iron Sheik. A series of kicks. Iron Sheik taking a pounding here. Wrist clutch kicks to the ribs. There's a kick to the head. And the referee's still counting. They are going to run out of time if they keep doing this. The Freak stretching the arms of the Iron Sheik. Drives both knees into his back. The Freak moves right back in on the Iron Sheik. Locks him up over the shoulders, but Iron Sheik quick with the slip out. The Freak backs off. Takes himself back inside the ring. Here comes the Iron Sheik. The Freak locks him up. Boom! Axe kick takes down the Iron Sheik. There's a stomp to the arm as the Freak beats it out of town, and here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tague. The Snarl Tag Team Champions presently in control of the situation. Here's a cover. 1, 2. But no, another near fall. Iron Sheik powering out. Here comes the Freak again. Both teams working real efficiently. The Freak with a kick. And another. Down goes the Iron Sheik. Rebound off the ropes. Beautiful moonsault. Right across the back of the Iron Sheik. The Freak whips the Sheik to the corner. Sets him up on the top turnbuckle. There's a... Oh, man! Out he went to the floor. Damn. The Freak all the way up on the top right turnbuckle. Here we go. Drives the knee into the chest of the Iron Sheik again. Follows that up on with another one. And the referee right back to counting again. Iron Sheik counters with a kick. The Freak locks him up. Pitches him into the ring steps. And the Freak follows up with a stomp to the arm. Rounds up the Iron Sheik. There's another set of kicks. Another kick to the head. And again, the Freak strategically working on the arms of the Iron Sheik. Just stretching and twisting for all he's worth. Drives both knees into the back again. The Iron Sheik rounded up one more time. And pitched towards the other side of the ring as the Freak rolls himself back inside the ring. Ew, the Freak definitely doing a little bit of showboating here. The fans in Philadelphia loving the Psychedelics in action tonight. The Iron Sheik slowly makes his way back into the ring. He does not look pleased. Hard right spins the Freak around. He goes behind. Side suplex to the Freak as the Iron Sheik takes it out, turns it over to Tojo Yamamoto. Tojo opens up with a series of lefts to the head of the Freak. Followed up with a stomp to the midsection. Quickly up and quickly down into a moonsault. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. Another near fall, but no dice. Tojo with a series of short kicks to the head as he beats it out of town. Here comes the Iron Sheik again. The Freak is laid out as Iron Sheik moves in on him. Sheiky Baby Drags him towards center. The Freak counter, shoves him away, gets back up onto a standing position. Here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tig again. Iron Sheik charges, takes him down quickly. Iron Sheik looks like he's going to tag in Tojo Yamamoto. Yes, he is. Tojo rebounds off the ropes, flying punch, takes Wild Thing Wayne Tig down to the canvas. Wild Thing rounded up by Tojo. Whoa, hard shot. Takes the Wild Thing down again. Tojo Yamamoto with a little bit of payback to the Psychedelics as he treats Wild Thing Wayne Tig to the same thing the Iron Sheik got from the Freak. Stretching and twisting the arms on the Wild Thing. Drives both knees into the lower back of Wild Thing Wayne Tig. Tig rounded up again. Whoa! Running forearm. Takes him down to the canvas. Tojo rounds him up again. Up over the shoulders goes the Wild Thing. Discus punch takes him down again. Tojo Yamamoto drags Wild Thing Wayne Tig towards center. Here's a cover one, but just a one. Whole lot of back and forth here as Tojo and the Iron Sheik try to turn it around. Whoa! Tojo misses with the spear. Wild Thing sidesteps him. There's a right to the head. Tojo counters the sidewalk slam. Locks up the Wild Thing. Gets a hold of him, has him up, drives a knee into the head of Wild Thing Wayne Tig, rounds him back up again quickly and goes right back to work with another series of kicks. And again, he's going to go to work on the arms of Wild Thing Wayne Tig. Well, this match has been intense so far. Man. Both knees into the back of the Wild Thing. Tojo Yamamoto rebounds off the middle rope. Beautiful flying moonsault from Tojo Yamamoto. Tojo rounds him up, drives a knee into the head of the Wild Thing, and quickly goes for a cover and a hook of the leg. One, but just a one. The Freak there to come to the rescue, but not necessary. The Freak catches an axe kick from Tojo. The Freak rolls to the outside. Tojo Yamamoto rounds up Wild Thing. There's a spinning back fist. Wild Thing Wayne Tig in trouble here as Tojo continues to strategically work on the arms of Wild Thing Wayne Tig. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, these two teams, neither one of these teams is fooling around. The momentum has shifted back and forth a couple of times already. Tojo drives both knees into the back of Wild Thing Wayne Tig. Here comes Iron Sheik on the tag. Elegantly done by the Sheik and Tojo. Iron Sheik lines up the arm on the Wild Thing. Follows up with a stomp to the shoulder. Iron Sheik turns him over, and here we go. This could be trouble right here as the Iron Sheik gets set to lock in the camel clutch. Referee Walt Rothburn watching things careful. Iron Sheik's got that locked in pretty good. Tojo Yamamoto watching as the Iron Sheik goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. I don't believe it. What an upset. Iron Sheik and Tojo Yamamoto picking up this win by pinfall.
The time, 11 minutes and 57 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, the Iron Sheik and Tojo Yamamoto.
Guys, we have trained ourselves to expect the unexpected around here, and that was about as unexpected as it gets. The Sheik and Tojo picking up an upset win over the Snarl Tag Team Champions. You didn't think it was going to happen, but it sure as hell did.
The Freak and Wild Thing don't lose a whole lot of their matches. And while this was a rare upset loss for the Psychedelics, it's not really a black mark on their record. And I'm sure the boys will dust themselves off, pick themselves up, and be right back in action again very soon. At least, the Snarl Tag titles weren't in jeopardy on this one. I have to grudgingly hand the Iron Sheik and Tojo well-deserved credit for a win over a very, very resilient tag team.
Plus, if you've got to lose a match, there are far more inferior teams they could have lost to. So I'd imagine they can't be too embarrassed at a loss to such legendary stars.
That's a pretty fair assessment, Wally. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back with our next match right after the break. Hope you're still here when we get back. Coming right up, more Legends Division action to close out the first hour as the Superfly, Jimmy Snuka, gets set to lock it up with the excellence of execution, Bret the Hitman Hart, in one-on-one action.
The following Legends Division contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from the Peavey Islands, weighing 251 pounds, Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Well, Philadelphia fans definitely remember Superfly Snuka from his many appearances at the Philadelphia Spectrum. And we're here tonight at the RCS Philly to see what happens when Jimmy Superfly Snuka locks it up with the excellence of execution, Bret the Hitman Hart, in what's likely to be a very exciting, very frantic Legends Division matchup.
His opponent from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing 235 pounds, the excellence of execution, Bret the Hitman Hart.
And here is the best there is, the best there was, the best there will ever be, according to him, Bret the Hitman Hart. He and Jim the Anvil Neidhart and the Hart Foundation not doing too much in the winning department lately. They have an occasional win here and there, but that's just not good enough for Bret the Hitman Hart, who is hungry for a win. And this matchup with Jimmy Superfly Snuka is likely to be a difficult one. I don't know if the Hitman's going to be up to the task. The Hitman's been on a real dry spell lately. He needs a win. I don't know if he's going to get one against the Superfly, though. But here we go. Tom Kanamura rings the bell. They lock it up. Headlock from the Hitman into a top wrist lock. Takes Superfly down to the canvas. That was quick. Clothesline. A glancing clothesline, but it took him down just the same. Snuka counters, winds up the arm, shoulder tackle to the Hitman. Bret Hart rounded up, quickly counters Snuka. Snuka counters with a right. The Hitman counters with a kick. Gonna be a whole lot of countering going on here. Here's a headlock. Headlock takedown from Superfly. Countered by the Hitman again into the headlock himself, into the top wrist lock again. Superfly trying to fight back here, but swept down to the canvas one more time by Bret the Hitman Hart. The Hitman with the headlock and a running bulldog to Superfly Snuka. The Hitman rounds him up. Snuka counters, whips him out over the top rope and onto the apron. Hard right hand puts the Hitman out on the floor. Jimmy Superfly Snuka doing a little showboat, and the fans in Philly definitely love Superfly Snuka. There's a hard right. There's another one. Bret the Hitman Hart gets a hold of Superfly by the hair. Smashes his head into the... Oh, man. Right into the apron. Bret the Hitman Hart gathers up Superfly again. Superfly counters with a kick to the midsection. Bret the Hitman Hart counters. Whips Superfly inside the ring. Makes his own way in. A hard right, a kick to the midsection, and a quick DDT. Takes Superfly down. Here's a quick cover womp. You gotta admit, the Hitman's looking good tonight. Bret Hart countered by the Superfly, winds it up, snaps the arm. Hard right hand. A kick to the midsection from Bret Hart. Inverted atomic drop to the Superfly right in the store. Ow. Oh, okay. Bret the Hitman Hart whips Superfly to the corner. Glancing drop kick. Superfly delivers one. He got all of it. Bret the Hitman Hart down on the canvas now. Superfly Snuka just standing there, implacable. Oh. Hitman whips him to the ropes. A quick counter, a kick to the midsection. Bret Hart sets him up for the long vertical suplex. Superfly Snuka back on the canvas again. Bret Hart countered with an uppercut by the Superfly. Winds up the arm, Russian leg sweep to the Hitman. Down he goes. There's a stomp to the chest. And Superfly Snuka quickly covers and hooks the leg here. One, but just not even a one. Huh, man. The Hitman whips Superfly to the corner. Superfly counters with an elbow, and whoa, quick Hurricane Rana to the Hitman. This one's been fast and furious. It definitely has. Hard kick to the back from the Superfly. Snuka gets countered, catches a shot to the midsection from Bret Hart. Bret Hart again nails him with that running bulldog. He just, oh man, I think he just busted Superfly open too. Snuka quickly counters, quickly back up on his feet, indicating to the fans that he is all right, despite having been busted open by Bret the Hitman Hart. Clothesline takes Hart down. A second one. Here comes, swing and a miss by the Hitman, and another clothesline from Snuka takes him down to the mat. Big time. Oh man, what a kick right to the chest of Bret the Hitman Hart. Superfly tries for the suplex, but quickly gets countered. The Hitman counters with a suplex. Nicely done by the Hitman. Rear chin lock. The referee checking things out. But so far, no dice Superfly trying to get himself loose, but Bret the Hitman Hart releases the hold. Follows it up with a stomp to the head. He's got Superfly by the hair. Slams him down to the canvas. The Hitman rounds up Snuka. Whips him to the corner. Another glancing drop kick. Superfly delivers another masterful drop kick here. Bret's laid out. Superfly all the way up on the top turnbuckle. He's going to fly. There's the Superfly splash. And that could be the end of the match right there. Snuka covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2. Bret the Hitman Hart getting the left shoulder up just in the nick of time. Might have taken everything he had. The Hitman counters with a jawjacker to Snuka. Misses with the clothesline. Superfly with a Meteora, both knees into the chest of Bret the Hitman Hart. The Hitman counters with a forearm. Gets a hold of Snuka, whips him to the far left corner. Turns him around. And he's going for that running bulldog again. That's 3 times he's already nailed Snuka with that move. The Hitman up on the middle rope. Here we go. Elbow to the head of the Superfly, and he is in bad shape. Bret the Hitman Hart covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2. Well now. Bret can't believe it, but Superfly powers out at the 11th hour here. Bret the Hitman Hart follows up with a stomp. Rounds up Snuka. Has him up over the shoulder, but Superfly quick counter DDT head first into the canvas. Superfly Snuka not done yet. Bret the Hitman Hart counters with a kick to the knee. They grapple, they lock it up, and Snuka shoves him back. Big time flying kick from Superfly. Snuka makes his way to the top turnbuckle here. Bret the Hitman Hart laid out just about center ring. And Snuka's going to wait for Bret Hart to stand himself up. Here we go. Another pair of knees to the chest. Another devastating Meteora. Superfly Snuka rallying the fans for some support here. Bret Hart counters with a forearm. Quickly takes the Superfly down. Here we go. He is calling for the sharpshooter. And he's got it locked in, but too close to the ropes. Referee says he's going to have to start all over again. Here's a cover. But Snuka quickly powers out of that one. Bret the Hitman Hart looking for some way here, but here's, quick takedown from the Superfly. Bret Hart counters, gets back up to a stand position. Here we go, another running bulldog. And Snuka is definitely busted open. Bret Hart sets him up for the inverted atomic drop of Superfly, quick with the counter and a beautiful kick right to the head of Bret the Hitman Hart, who rolls on out to the floor. Snuka making his way to the top left turnbuckle. This could be bad news right here. Oh man, crash and burn. Misjudged the distance by about half a foot. Bret the Hitman Hart with a drop kick. Takes Snuka down to the floor. Kick quickly countered into another kick from Superfly. Bret Hart rounded up. Snuka with a hard whip back inside the ring. Follows him on it himself. Here's a hard whip to the corner. Here comes the Hitman. Another drop kick to the Superfly. Bret Hart props him up, takes him down, drives a knee into the, right into the leg of Superfly. And goes to work on a down Superfly Snuka, working on the arm. Bret Hart countered with a kick to the head from the Superfly. Quickly back up, another beautiful flying kick from Superfly Snuka. Takes him down. Oh man, what a ride this one's been so far. Bret Hart rounded up. Oh man, vicious kick right to the face. Big time super kick. Bret Hart somehow counters, gets back up on his feet, and now both men are busted open. Bret Hart gets a hold of Superfly, has him up for the pile driver, and he nailed it. Snuka caught all of that one. Bret the Hitman Hart drags him towards center ring. Snuka may be out. 1, 2, 3, and that is most definitely it. Bret the Hitman Hart taking up this win by pinfall.
The time, 9 minutes and 4 seconds. The winner by pinfall, the Hitman Hart.
Now that right there was a Legends Division match to be talked about. Bret the Hitman Hart picking himself up a much-needed win and a hard-fought battle with Superfly Jimmy Snuka. And you can see right there, he is busted up, but so is Snuka. What a ride that one was. A whole lot of back and forth, a whole lot of momentum shifts. Even got that Superfly death sweep in there, and it wasn't enough to keep the Hitman down.
Neither of these two was gonna just fold to the other, and man, did they ever trade shots. While the Hitman may have taken a serious beating at the hands of Snuka, he still manages to come up with the 3 count. I honestly thought once Snuka nailed Bret with that Superfly splash from the top rope, that it would have ended the match right then. And I was shocked to see Bret kick out. Bret definitely was hot to get this win, and damned if he didn't pull it off in pretty spectacular fashion.
A hard-fought and well-earned win for the excellence of execution. Fans, that's it for the first half of tonight's Snarl Rage Special. But be sure to join us when we come back for the second half, because there's definitely gonna be some great matches and some big surprises. And we'll be back with all of it in just a little bit. So stay with us, cause all that's coming up shortly.